Class 9. Unit 3. Waiting for rain. Anita No. The flight nosed into a cloud, and we rocked with the turbulence outside. A peculiar silence crept among the passengers, most of whom were young men seeking the green, the myriad hues of green pastures of Kerala where it seems everything was in abundance, but a labor force and rain. The plane rocked some more, and somewhere behind me, a child wailed in fright. An elderly couple alongside, who had been chatting incessantly, was finally quiet. Too, I wondered what the young men from northern India, almost all of them in the uniform of the guest worker jeans, t-shirt, wind cheetah, and sneakers thought of this turbulent return to their workplace. The memory of the horrific floods in 2018 is still as vivid as they are frightening. All around me was fear and anxiety, which manifested as a reined-in silence and a determined grip on the seat handles. I must have been the only passenger on that flight who was happy with the turbulence. An uneventful flight meant good weather. So, turbulence meant just one thing: wind currents, and hence the monsoon. After all, I was traveling to Kerala to renew my acquaintance with the monsoon. For almost 6 weeks now, the southwest monsoon has been playing hide and seek. My daily calls to my parents would begin with the query, "Is it raining there?" This wasn't a conversation filler as it tends to be when two people have nothing to say to each other. This was a genuine query, for the answer would determine my next set of questions about leaky roofs, slippery paths, power outages, and the ground cover that, with the rain, would take over the land. For on July 17th, which was the first day of the Karkitakam month, and when sheets of rain ought to be falling as if the end of the world was drawing near, my mother said the skies had loomed a gunmetal grey, but all they had was a minor spell of reluctant rain, and now the sun was shining. "Where has the rain gone?" she asked. "Has it come to you?" Bangalore, the city where I live when not in my village Mandakkachukurisi in Kerala, was going through its windy phase. For over a week now, a brutal wind had been sweeping the northern outskirts of the city with a menacing growl. Window shutters banged. Doors unlatched themselves. Around my home, trees creaked and groaned while leaves hissed and whispered. Through night and day, the wind blew, pushing the monsoon clouds away. So, a turbulent flight into Kerala indicated possible rains. Except that, as we descended into Kochi, it seemed to have no rain either. The grey skies suggested rain, but the blanched greenery said something else. A diffidence that leaves one feeling both helpless and powerless. How do you coax a monsoon to do what it ought to be doing? Not a drop travels with me to my village. When I was last here in June to celebrate the onset of monsoon, which I have done for many years now, the monsoon had failed to break. A few summer storms had escalated the heat, and the meteorological department said that the monsoon was lurking in the Maldives. The villagers had said that the summer drought had been intense. It's been almost 2 decades since we saw the wells and canals dry up and the water table fall so low, they had said. Nothing is as it was. Build a few more concrete monstrosities, tile some more front yards, and cut down more trees, and in a decade's time, if not earlier, you will be paying for water as I do in Bangalore as 400 for a small tanker of water to supplement the trickle sourced from the community borewell. And here we are, a week into Karkitakam, when fields and canals ought to be overflowing and ditches gurgling like streams, and the monsoon still hasn't planted its feet in the ground. At dusk, my sprightly 85-year-old uncle comes calling. Here is a man who straddles the past and present with the same ease he does his scooter. He learnt to ride one when he was 78. He's seen how the monsoon can turn a village into penury and how its lack can cause the same. We talk about how the monsoon once was. The incessant rain would make everything clammy to the touch. The damp would breathe a mustiness onto cloth and grain, turning stone a mossy green. To hear my uncle speak of the rain is to realize how real and human the southwest monsoon is to him. Like the much-awaited visit by a rich relative that turns into a joyless anticlimax, the monsoon has proved to be a disappointment. He accused this year's monsoon of merely Kartakuti Puva, of making a production with grey skies, rumbling thunder and stillness in the air and then not showing up. Evening turns to night. A lone firefly weaves patterns of light. I watch the night, waiting for some sign of an impending downpour. Eventually, I go to bed. I wake to drumming on my tile roof. It's 2 a.m., and the monsoon has finally come calling on me. The prodigal son has found his way home. I pulled the sheet to my chin and snuggled deeper into bed. For that, too, is one of the many pleasures of the monsoon. When I wake up at daybreak, the music of the rain is still playing. Plain and Gamarka-laden notes. High and low decibels. The stately pace of the Vilamba Kalam. The center of the Madhyama Kalam. The quick trot of the Drutha Kalam. The rain beckons me into its arms. The rain falls. I make a cup of tea and sit on the swing seat on the veranda. I watch the rain as if it were an exotic migratory bird. Afraid to even sigh in pleasure, for I might frighten it away. What tales do each raindrop hold? What lessons will it teach? What gifts will it offer? The magic of the monsoon resonates in me as a sense of well-being. For now, the world is a beautiful place,